Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be reviewing the epic battle suits from Ninjago Legacy. I know this is technically like 5 years late, but I mean, it's the 15th anniversary. These suits are like 5 years old, so before we start that, I guess we should start off with the ninja's weapons. Each set came with like two of like each of these custom molds right here, all of the like differently colored ones, and that means for the shurikens there were 4 of them. Honestly, they're really cool molds, and it's sad to see them being retired this year because I don't think they've used them for like literally anything else. I mean, Kai's piece is just so cool. I guess I'm designating to what like they use in the show, because obviously Kai the sword, Zane the shuriken, the nunchucks to Jay, and then the scythe. Cool. Also, this is kind of like one of the closest molds we'll ever get to, like, okay, well, maybe not, because obviously this doesn't look like the actual scythe from the show, but, it doesn't matter. But yeah, each of these came in all the colors that you see here. Also, it is technically a singular piece, just like for the set you attach it to a dragon blade. They look cool. I mean, especially with the sword, because it's kind of like a swoosh, like a whoosh, like when you like swing it, like kind of looks like that. I mean, for all of these, it does look like that. These pieces are just cool. Sad, it does kind of suck that this part isn't golden like the weapon itself, but it's all like inflamed in the element, which is still cool, but would have been interesting to just see a part of it be like a dual molded like regular weapon, and then you see like the element twirling behind it. But yeah, these are pretty cool pieces. I do say downside with the nunchucks that I think you can really only hold it from this side right here, this small part, and then I think the biggest piece right there. That's the only area where you can hold it from. Overall, I do think these weapons are really good. I mean, I just really love the molds. It's just done so well. I mean, the shurikens, as I did say, do kind of suck because there's only like one area to really grab them. You can only really put it like up or down like this with the minifigure holding. The scythe does look good, but you could obviously kind of tell when the weapon's towards, I guess, the elemental energy begins. Also, you can technically like grab the scythe from here, the little stud connection point, and then right here. But yeah, I guess enough talking about that. These are really great weapons. Really love them a lot. They're like really great. I just love them overall. 5, they give them a rating. Each one is a 9.5 out of 10. It's just so cool pieces. But actually, moving on to what this video is about, the figures. Starting off with Kai, we also got his headband. This is the first Kai figure I actually got the headband with. The faces are just normally printed. A sleeveless design, which I think is cool. A white shirt, and then whatever that logo says. I think that's a S, and then maybe F. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. But yeah, I do really actually like this design. The pants with the little flame. I do think this is kind of like a casual training outfit for Kai, to be honest, kind of like something like Core, except even more casual. Like, I don't know, kind of reminds me of, we do get to see Kai's kind of like muscles and like those like almost white tees that are like transparent. But yeah, I think it's just a really cool design. Overall, really like the headband. I mean, the first one I got with the headband. The pants, I mean, it's basic, but I don't know, I think it's a bit charming. Really good figure, 8.5 out of 10. But moving on to Zane, obviously Zane never really got a headband because, I mean, his hair wouldn't really move because he is a robot. Well, an android after all. Yeah, I really like the half mask, like in that light blue color, and his gloves, or like hands, in the light blue as well. I think that looks really good. Now, I obviously seen jokes about this, especially with the Zane torso from the mech he was in last year for Dragon's Rising Season 2 Part 2, I think. But like they used this since it was basically kind of like the same color as his skin to make it naked Zane. I thought it was kind of funny. But I do like the design on this, especially with the foot right there, those 3 dots. Nothing crazy. I mean, is it? I do think it probably is the worst like design, but it's not horrible. I do really like it. The torso, man, it's just really detailed, and it just looks amazing, to be honest. I do like that kind of ice type of energy. I'm not sure if that is supposed to be ice or just colored to look like the ice, but you can obviously see some of his 6-pack. I think he's like wearing a half shirt or like a crop top or whatever it's called, because I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be like his muscles, like his actual body showing. But yeah, I think it's a pretty cool figure overall. Another, honestly, I would say this one's a 9. Actually, maybe 8.5, because the legs I feel like they are a bit bare, kind of bring it down. Moving on to Jay. Being honest, if you put this one in the Titan mech, it would honestly fit in because the Titan mech's white and like that Ninja's primary color scheme. It would just like fit so well with that. But yeah, I do think it's probably my favorite suit. I mean, especially since the he comes in with the serpentine, like there being like the tomb or whatever as the side build. I do think this kind of fits in with that, you know, kind of tomb. It also kind of reminds me of just like a mummy and the Kerr. I'm pretty sure it's Kerr, the one that has like the power of necromancy from the Forbidden Five. But yeah, this suit I think might be my favorite. It's the coolest. I do really like the design. You know, I feel like it just fits very well the color scheme, to be honest. This is definitely 9 out of 10. Just pretty cool suit overall. Moving on to Cole, I really like the half masking aura. It sucks I think they didn't give him his like movie hair piece with the headband, but it's still a pretty good figure overall. This one especially gives out like that mummy type of vibe. How like this shirt under here is wrinkled, and then the kind of how scraggly these lines are. I guess, you know, a bit shaky, especially those pants. That makes sense. He was in the possession set, so it kind of fits with that too. I like this leg design. It's a pretty good figure overall. I mean, all of these are good figures in their own right. But yeah, this is also another 9 out of 10 figure, to be honest. But I do say a wasted potential for these figures is having them be on versions we haven't gotten from them that were in the show. Like with Kai, before we got the Blacksmith Kai from one of the modules, and the Blacksmith Shop for Legacy this year in 2026. We could have gotten it way before in this set. Zane, honestly, I'm not entirely sure what version from Season 3. I did think about like his school outfit, like when they were teachers, so maybe that. But obviously the face would have to be yellow instead of the yellow instead of his obviously robotic look. Jay, honestly, I'm thinking because he's against one of the Serpentine to get when he was bitten by one of the Serpentine. I honestly forgot if it was like what faction, like Venomari or whatnot. I honestly forgot what like actual faction it was. Cole, I can't really think of anything, to be honest. I'm not entirely sure about that. I can't really think of any suits from Season 5. Like, I guess Cole's like the tea shop one, but obviously he would have to go without the special molded piece for the hair, because they all have like little tea shops. I guess Cole, the tea shop Jay maybe was going to buy Serpentine, but that would take a lot of a budget, you know, especially making a new like tail mold, and then like Jay. I guess obviously all of these are new designs, non-canon, but Jay would probably have to take on most of the budget for the epic battle suits. As I said, Zane, the teacher suit he wore from Season 3, although they would probably have to get his obviously movie face design. Kai, as I said, if we didn't get the Blacksmith Shop this year, it would have been best like get it for this figure, but yeah, I'm not entirely sure. This is just kind of throwing out. It sucks that we never did get a wave 2 with Floyd, Nia, and I guess Wu would make sense. Maybe Garmadon as well. I feel like Lloyd could have gone up against the Stone Army. Nia, I would feel like that would have to be Skybound. Wu, honestly, they could have done it where it's Wu versus Garmadon. That's how we would go in a Garmadon figure. For that, I'm not entirely sure. It's just mostly throwing ideas out there. But these are still pretty cool suits. It would have been better if we got suits that we haven't seen from the show, as I said before. But these are all still a great line of suits. And yeah, I would honestly say to collect these 4. I mean, these just are pretty cool semi-casual suits. I feel like Kai's looks more casual. But I just feel like this line of suit just looks pretty cool, you know. Nothing too crazy, but just still a neat pair of suits overall. Like, this line of suits, honestly, 8.5. Obviously, sucks that we never got, like, a full, as I said, Nia or even Wu. but still just great line of suits. I personally recommend y'all buy them, especially the weapon pieces. These are really cool weapon pieces. I would definitely recommend getting the weapon pieces. It just looks so cool. But yeah, that is all I have to say. Goodbye and thank you for watching.